Good evening. This is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2017. It's about 6 o'clock here in the evening. This is a meeting of the Recreation and Parks Committee. To my right is Mrs. Oda, and to my left is Mr. Tremblay, and I am Brock Heath, the chair of this committee. Looks like we have one item today. Mr. Titterington, would you like to run over information about that, please?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. On December 21st, the Recreation Board passed on a recommendation to the council to name the multipurpose room at the Hobart Arena after the Bravos, calling it the Lucia and Robert Bravo Room, or for short, the Bravo Room. It's important that they have a name or a moniker as they rent the facility, and apparently they are already getting quite a few inquiries about renting the facility. In your packet, you do have the policy that council passed in 2011. As you see in the memo, the recommendation memo, the Recreation Board was very sensitive to that policy and believes that their recommendation is in line with the policy, and asks that you pass on a recommendation to the council to approve the naming of that particular room accordingly. They're not asking for emergency legislation.
Thank you. According to anything that you've seen or studied as far as the city side, are we good on the policy?
We have absolutely no objections whatsoever.
Okay.
I will say that Martin Hobart, the president of the Rec Board, is here along with Recreation Director Ken Seiler, in case you have any other questions.
Perfect. Thank you. Any questions from the committee?
I don't have a
Comments?
question, but I just have a comment. The Bravos were very active and philanthropic around Troy, and they met all 11 requirements, in my opinion. So I'm good with that.
Good to move forward? Mrs. Oda?
Yes, sir.
Before we make a recommendation, yes, ma'am.
Just have a comment or question. I have no objections. I just wanted to ask, in properly naming something, is there anything that says that his name should come before hers, or was this a family preference? Or, often sometimes there's a family preference, but if not, then is there any kind of proper code of protocol that you would put Robert and Lucia rather than Lucia and Robert?
I'm not aware of one. There may be a tradition where the male is first, but that may be dated. I don't know. I know there was a conversation with the son. I don't know if he indicated any kind of order or not.
And or middle initial. I just didn't know if there was any.
I've been in communication with my cousin Alex Bravo, the son of Lucian Robert, and the emails we've sent back and forth. They indicated they would like it to be named the Lucia and Robert Bravo Memorial, or Memorial,
yeah.
not Memorial, but.
And I have no objection to that. I just wanted to make sure we were doing things the
Yes.
proper way.
So, Mr. Hobart, that's a request of the family.
That's the family, yes.
All right. Thank you.
And they're fine with nickname, or also using the Bravo Room as a separate name? I mean, they're okay with that also? Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Are there any other questions or comments from anybody in the audience at all? Looks like we're good to go. Everybody move forward? It's a recommendation then to move forward unanimously. All right. Thank you. Is there anything else coming before us? All right.